Thank you much, Kyle. And next,
you.
I've got a long-distance runner who is slowly losing his eyesight, and he's gearing up for a dozen marathons just this year, and he's going to do them blindfolded. I will tell you why after the break.
Do you ever worry that we're in a state of less?
I worry kind of a lot, especially if, like, my guide kind of goes, watch out, or like, you know, stop suddenly or something like that.
Bond medicated lotion relieves itch on contact. Look for the healing seal. Gold Bond medicated lotion. Stop itching. Start healing.
Now, what if you were going blind and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it? One condition is so crippling it has even the medical community bewildered, struggling. E.J. Scott is gradually losing his sight due to the rare genetic disorder. It's called choroideremia. I hope I got it right. There is no cure, but it's not slowing him down. He's embarked on a journey to raise money and awareness by running in 12 marathons over the next year. Blindfolded. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm E.J. Scott, and you've got 12 marathons in 12 different states in 2012, all blindfolded, for a cure. Choroideremia actually is a hereditary degenerative eye disease that attacks peripherally and erodes it slowly over time until total blindness. Since 2003, when I got diagnosed with choroideremia, I've been involved with a lot of different fundraising events, and hopefully I will be raising an average of at least $12,000 per marathon. That must be crazy. The money raised for the marathons, hopefully $144,000 by the end of 2012, will probably be going to a doctor in Pennsylvania. She's helped a eye disease called Leber's in the past, and she's done amazing things with that, and she's convinced that she can do the same thing with choroideremia.
Joining me now is the doctor E.J. was just talking about, Dr. Jean Bennett. She's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, currently doing research on choroideremia. And E.J. Scott is here with me. He was diagnosed with this disorder at age 28, it was about 7 years ago, and since then has lost more than 80% of his vision. How do you deal with this, E.J.? I mean, you know it's going to keep happening, and you know it from the moment of the diagnosis. I guess your grandfather had the condition, so you knew it.
My grandfather had it. He died before I was diagnosed with it, or I knew why he was blind, really. And how I deal with it, I deal with it mostly by doing benefits and fundraising and
Trying to make a difference.
Trying to make a difference, yeah. Trying to be part of the solution and not just sit around.
Do you have kids?
I don't.
Are you planning to have kids?
I'd like to have kids.
Is that something you'd want to do any kind of genetic screening, or are there genetic screening tests for that?
There might be. I'm not so sure. But if I have a son, they should be. If I have sons, they'll be okay. If I have daughters, they'll be carriers. So I'm hoping for sons.
So it's a sex-linked, X-sex-linked disorder.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have tried to illustrate what EJ's vision loss looks like from his point of view. So watch this, and EJ, you tell me if this is similar to what has happened. You said it's like looking through, you told my producer, like you're looking through two paper towel rolls. Is that sort of the, although there's this, it's binocular, it comes together a bit.
Yeah, let's say it comes together, yeah. Let's say it comes together. But yeah, that's more or less, yeah.
And let's look at the eye disease as it affects the eye itself. Here's what a healthy retina looks like, and we're going to compare that to a degenerated retina with choroideremia. There we go. On the left, you're looking at your screen, the healthy eye and the damaged eye there on the right with the yellow. Dr. Bennett, as I understand it, this disorder occurs, as we've discussed, occurs mostly in males. It's a sex-linked disorder. Starts in childhood as night blindness. What is the future for this disorder? You know, I don't want to get into what it is. It's a protein, the sort of folding of a protein that sustains the health and oxygen to the retina. And the photoreceptors, the part of the eye that receives light, starts to break down. What's the future for this disorder?
Well, we're really excited about the future because right now there's no treatment, certainly no cure for this disease. But we now know what the gene is, what the protein encoded by the gene does, and we have the tools to be able to go in and deliver a healthy copy of that gene to the diseased cells. So we think, based on our evidence and other evidence from other investigators, that it's going to be possible to go in and correct the defect and at least halt the disease in its tracks, preventing total blindness, such as what EJ's grandfather suffered.
So you use what, a viral carrier or something? How do you inject the gene in there?
That's right. It's essentially a neutered virus, a virus which delivers the normal copy of the gene, gets it into the cells, and allows those cells to produce the right protein. But the virus doesn't replicate and cause disease. It's essentially piggybacking the gene into the cell.
And Dr. Bennett,
we know from our yes.
Go ahead. I was going to say, this is a disorder that's reminiscent of retinitis pigmentosa, which is something that maybe more people have heard about. Is that receiving more attention and more research dollars than choroideremia?
Yes, it has until recently. Thanks to the Choroideremia Research Foundation, also known as CRF, there's been a huge effort to try to develop a treatment for choroideremia. Choroideremia is really a form of retinitis pigmentosa, but it's one that really hasn't been considered until recently to be part of that whole set. It's one of the retinal degenerative disease.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. EJ, I want to talk about your story. I mean, it's pretty inspirational. So you go in there, yeah, there you go. You're going out there, you're going to support her, you're going out blindfolded. Part of the blindfold is to protect your eyes from the sun, too, right?
Yeah,
the sun is
super sunlight sensitive.
Well, it also damages those proteins further that you're trying to protect.
Exactly.
But again, I think people are watching this, want to know you. You know, what's the future like for you? I mean, you're obviously this great guy, this great looking guy, and you're losing your eyesight, and damn, you know, how does he do this?
It's tough. The hardest thing is that it affects my whole family. I got a brother who's got it. I got a 7-year-old nephew who's got it. I've got a 3-year-old nephew who might have it. We haven't tested him yet. So that's the hardest thing. Is that it's just affecting all.
How do you keep such a positive attitude? Again, I've got viewers out there that have a lot less to deal with, that are a lot more unhappy than you.
I appreciate that. I try to. I think, like I said, fundraising really helps me.
Service.
So yeah, I would say so. But don't get me wrong, I definitely have my down times, and I've cried a lot of tears, but I just get back up and what's the next step? You know, what else can I do?
Okay, we're going to be back with EJ and Dr. Bennett to talk about his contribution to the treatment of the disease. So please stay with us.
I find the omega.
HLN Mysteries, Saturday and Sunday afternoon, starting at 3 Eastern.
We're back, and we're talking about choroideremia, a progressive eye disease which causes complete vision loss. There is no cure. EJ Scott was diagnosed 7 years ago and is legally blind with less than 20% of his vision left. EJ has raised thousands of dollars for the cause. He plans on running 12 marathons in 2012 in hopes of raising much more. When is your first run scheduled, EJ?
9 days from today.
Can people contribute?
Sure.
Is there a website?
Yes, you can go to curechm.org.
CureCHM. Also, during the break, we have some comic book fans in here amongst the camera and stage hands here, and they were stage manager, and you were saying you were going to be selling some of these comic books on eBay to support the cause.
Yeah, I'm always trying to do something for the foundation, and I have tens of thousands of comic books. I'm going to sell half of them, and I've been doing a little bit on eBay, and the Choroideremia Research Foundation is connected to eBay, so if you sign up on eBay, you can have the money sent straight to the foundation, and that's what I've been doing.
And then I caught in the pre-interview here that your girlfriend, actress Deborah Ann Roll, she is from, of course, the series True Blood, which is one of my daughter's very, very, very favorite shows, and that's why it caught my eye.
One of my favorite shows.
I bet. There you guys are together. She has been very supportive. It's got to be stressful for her, too, as well, I imagine.
Oh, sure. I imagine that, too. And she's also my biggest supporter, and I wouldn't be here right now without her. I wouldn't have lost the weight I lost without her. I couldn't be doing what I'm doing without her.
Well, EJ, you really bring up something really interesting. And you know, it's easy for us to sit and talk about this amazing journey you're on with the blindfold and the metaphor you're sort of representing by trying to run without your vision. But there's something I like to emphasize on this show is how we affect one another. And is it your girlfriend? Is it that support and that love that really gets you? Because I asked you how you do it. and you would know, I get up, I do it, and I give service, but also
Right.
having that important other there, I think is really...
Definitely, I mean, I was doing stuff before I met her, but she's definitely my rock, for sure.
So it's service, it's availability of others, and then tell me about that blindfold. I've got about a minute left here.
The blindfold, because my eyes are so light sensitive, I need to wear that. Even if
Not just light sensitive, the protein will further break down
Yes,
to see
yes.
just photon energy gets in there, so you've got to protect your eye.
And
But it's not just protect your eye. Yeah.
and it's also a good sweat soaker upper, so that works out well.
Excellent. And am I right that you have an improv something?
I'm an improviser. I've been improvising for about 15 years, and a lot of the benefit shows I've put on have been improv related, and over at the IOS Theater. A lot of them were at IOS Theater in Hollywood here.
Okay, so again, let's review where people need to go if they want to support you. They go to eBay to buy your comic book.
Sure.
They go to the website to contribute on the...
CureCHN.org, or if you can spell choroideremia, it's choroideremia.org.
Okay. Just look up, choroideremia comes up pretty easily to Google if you try spelling it.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Good luck
Appreciate
with
it.
this. It's
Appreciate
really
it.
cool.
Thank you.
So here's the deal. Thank you. And if you plan on following EJ at some of his upcoming marathons, we will be bringing you that in the coming months. We're going to follow the story. And Nancy Grace is next. And guess what? I bet she'll be talking about Casey Anthony a little bit. And again, how am I going to say this?
Choroideremia.
No, choroideremia, yes, but just cool your jets on the internet. I'm just trying to help us all understand these things and get to the bottom of it and understand the differences in these different kinds of human behavior. So, hope you appreciate tonight's conversation. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.